And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. This is our last, I promise, segment on Crimea and or Ukraine, because you're going to hear these. I want this out front because you're starting to see all the interviews. I don't care about Roger Stone, okay? I don't care. I know what you're saying. I don't care Paul Manafort, attorney, is giving information to Trump's attorney. I don't care, okay? I know the details on that. I know it's a front. I know it's a hoax. I know it's a made-up witch hunt. There's nothing to it. I understand that they will keep Mueller going as long as they can because it always gives them filler. They can. You think there's a coincidence that yesterday, all this broke at one time? And then all of a sudden, all these media groups have access to all of Mueller's documents, court documents. I don't want to talk about it. We will a little bit, but I know this is getting ready to get set up, and I know in the next 2 or 3 days, because they're floating this out. Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. They're floating this out. Okay, now, yesterday, do me a favor while I'm bringing up this comment. First of all, give me this picture, number 2. We'll go back to this, okay? Please get out from Ukraine, Mr. Putin, okay? Find me a picture of Bill Clinton and George Stephanopoulos. Bill Clinton and George Stephanopoulos. I forgot to send that to you. So there's number 2. There's the president of Ukraine asking President Trump, okay, to look at Putin in the next couple days when he gets over to the G30, okay, get out of Ukraine. All right. Now, then we're going to have, let's see, let me go this way. Give me number, and I'm just showing you because this is on the networks. This is on Fox, okay? Fox, NBC Nightly News. This guy went to NBC. This guy went everywhere. Number 31. Number 31, get out from Ukraine. Get out from Ukraine. Trump asked to deliver message to Putin about Ukraine, okay? This guy went everywhere. Let's go to, see if I have another one here. I know you want to hear about Manafort, the feds. You want to hear about the witch hunt. You want to hear about Corsi. We'll get to that in a minute. You want to hear about the border wall. Okay, hold on. I got one more I want to get to. So here's Trump's comment on... Now remember in 1994, remember the vodka, remember Bill Clinton, remember Boris Yeltsin, the drunk. Remember Ukraine has at this time in 1994 the 3rd largest nuclear arsenal in the world. And remember the Budapest Memorandum, where the Ukrainian people thought that the United States would keep their word, and through the power of NATO in Europe, okay, President Trump said it's going to come back to haunt us, okay, that we would protect them. Remember all of those deals. Now, you know, give me a picture of Stephanopoulos, okay, and Clinton. Did you get that? All right. So put that up. In 1994, okay, that's okay. You got that one. I wanted one. Go back and get me, Stephanopoulos looks like one of them claymation dolls or something, okay? Get me one of George Stephanopoulos as a kid, not as a kid with Bill Clinton. He served. Just say, Bill Clinton, go back in the archives in the old ones to find where George Stephanopoulos was in Clinton's White House back then, okay? Anything like that. And just don't even ask me. Just put it up when you can. All right? So, here is Stephanopoulos, okay, with Clinton. Now, keep in mind, 1994, he is working for Bill Clinton. So, when the drunken Boris Yeltsin with his vodka and Bill Clinton and his vodka and probably the Russian hookers, do you think between Ukraine and Russia, you want to talk about a Trump dossier in Russia? You think between the Yeltsin, a drunk, Clinton, Ukrainian president, and John Majors, you think that, and they put Clinton's name, face on a vodka bottle? Oh, hell. You think there's a dossier in the making there, folks. Trust me, a dossier in the making there. Clinton said, we don't have any laws. No, you know what Clinton said over in Russia? Everything like this is against the law. It's against the law. There you go. There's the young George. There's young George and his boss, Bill, when he worked for him. Okay? So the point I'm about to make is everything in this interview with Donald J. Trump from now, the unbiased George Stephanopoulos, he already knows. He was there. He understood what Clinton did with Ukraine. He knows what happened. So roll the tape. This is Trump. Wait a minute. Before you roll the tape, go from there. This is the most recent. They're pushing him. Let's go to number 3 one more time. I'm going to put this together. I'm sorry. Okay? Let's put this together. Number 3, the photo 3. I don't like that aggression. I don't like that aggression at all. Absolutely. And by the way, Europe shouldn't like the aggression and Germany shouldn't like the aggression. You know, they're paying 1% and they're supposed to be paying much more than 1%. Okay? Because he knew this was going to happen. This is Trump's way of saying, I told you this was coming. I knew this was going to happen. I wasn't there when all of these people screwed this up. I was nowhere around. But it's going to be put on America's plate to see what we won't do because of a commitment we made that Bill Clinton was too busy drinking vodka and being drunk with Boris, and Obama was too busy unifying, showing a unified front with our international allies, and now you're going to lay Putin, Crimea, and Ukraine on my plate. I'm not there yet. Let's watch this video with George Stephanopoulos, and maybe you will get a clear of what Trump says.
Why did you soften the GOP platform on Ukraine?
I wasn't involved in that. Honestly, I was not involved. Yeah, I was not involved in that. I'd like to... I'd have to take a look at it, but I was not involved.
Do you know what they did?
They softened it, I heard, but I was not involved.
They took away the part of the platform calling for provision of lethal weapons to Ukraine to defend themselves. Why is that a good idea?
Look, you know, I have my own ideas. He's not going into Ukraine, okay? Just so you understand. He's not going to go into Ukraine. All right, you can mark it down, you can put it down, you can take it anywhere you want.
Well, he's already there, isn't he?
Okay, well, he's there in a certain way, but I'm not there. You have Obama there. And frankly, that whole part of the world is a mess under Obama, with all the strength that you're talking about and all of the power of NATO and all of this. In the meantime, he's going away. He takes Crimea. He's sort of, I mean...
But you said you might recognize that.
I'm going to take a look at it. But, you know, the people of Crimea, from what I've heard, would rather be with Russia than where they were. And you have to look at that also. Now, that was under, just so you understand, that was done under Obama's administration. And as far as the Ukraine is concerned, it's a mess. And that's under the Obama's administration with his strong ties to NATO. So with all of these strong ties to NATO, Ukraine is a mess. Crimea has been taken. Don't blame Donald Trump for that.
You've said
and we'll do better, and yet we'll have a better relationship with Russia. And having a good relationship, maybe, and having a good relationship with Russia is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Obama was more interested in the strong ties with NATO and showing that unified international front. Again, you're watching BKP's attempt, once again, at foreign policy. So this is what George Stephanopoulos is sitting there, this jackass. These are poor, pure, no good enemy of the people, piece of garbage jackasses is what they are. He's sitting there knowing his boss made the vodka deal over in Budapest and they agreed. And he's sitting there saying, right, that he's sitting there knowing that his boss, Clinton, and all through in Hillary and all of them, because Hillary, don't make me throw the glasses. I've broken up. Hillary was once Secretary of State. Secretary of State. Oh, Ukraine. Bill, this is Bill. How's vodka sales? I'm not getting my commission. You're supposed to be giving me like, you know, $2 a bottle over there. In American dollars, damn it, American dollars. So Hillary, you get on that damn jet and you get over there and see why the hell them Ukrainians ain't sending me my $2 for my vodka. Anyhow, point being, and then we give it to John Kerry. So Stephanopoulos knows, let me stay focused here. He knows the whole time he's talking to the president-elect I think at this time he's not president. No, 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 no. He's not there. And he says, have you softened? The Republicans have softened the platform on Ukraine. You see, they set this stuff up so far in advance, the deep state. The deep state sets this stuff up so far in advance. Do you think it's a coincidence that George Stephanopoulos, the Republican Party, and the platform on Ukraine and Crimea? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, absolutely not. Obama made a mess out of it. But what did Trump say? He's not going into Ukraine. He's not going into Ukraine. Okay? Now, let me tell you what has happened that has not been reported that I'm going to guess, and if my money was on the blackjack or on the roulette wheel or whatever it is in Vegas right now, I know I would hit. Every time Trump went to NATO, I went to one of those summits, okay? And every time you see pictures of him and the Secretary General or whoever he is, or the General of the NATO forces, armed forces, the Secretary General of NATO, every time you see them walking around together in pictures when they were walking around, every interview that you've seen with the Secretary General of NATO that said that, hey, President Trump has not done anything to try to get rid of NATO. He is bolstering, he is picking the dollars up in the bank account of NATO by putting pressure on them, and they have the best equipment they've had in 20 years. Every time you see that, he has gone behind the scenes. When your media, and I have to say it like this, I'm running out of time, I got a lot of stuff to do, but when your media is focusing on whether he shakes Angela Merkel's damn hand, folks, you realize that they'll spend time and they'll zero in on the handshake, the white knuckle? Why, Macron held it there and looked him in the eye. What the hell? How about focusing on Donald Trump going over there and probably behind closed door and saying, you, Angela, Macron, all you little jackasses, you know? Let me tell you something. You're running around talking about your carbon credits. You're running around talking about your Paris climate control bill or whatever it is. Okay, you can talk about that all day long. But behind closed doors, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to lay it on the damn American people's doorstep when Ukraine and Russia blow up because your asses won't support NATO. And you're over here worried about climate change and whether a polar bear is hungry and has nowhere to swim, or an iceberg to lay his ass on. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to happen. So behind closed doors, nobody talks about that. And I'll put my money on that Trump has let them know for the last 2 years. When Ukraine hits, when he pulls the test on us, NATO has to be ready. And that's why he comes out to the camera and says, hey, they're going to pay their bills. Right next to him. Why would he say that? Why, he's hurting our unified. You know what? They wanted to trade in Ukraine. They want to trade in our good name, our good word of a country in defending another country in a treaty that we did make, like it or not. They want to trade it in for a picture of a unified international front. Holy mackerel. So what does Putin do? He's playing bumper cars. Bumper cars with the Ukrainian tugboat. He took 6 in. They're trying them. They're up on charges right now, Ukrainian soldiers. Ukraine's going under martial law. We got a nice little mess. Ukraine says it's all-out war. Damn. Serenity now, serenity now, serenity now. It's a mess. Trump said they're not going in, period. They're not going in. Okay? So I don't know what he's going to tell Vladimir, but I think he's going to tell Vladimir, now Vladimir, we can work on some other things. We can look at some other things, and you and I can talk about some other things. But you're not going into Ukraine, okay? I said it on TV, you're not going in. So Trump has, now my opinion, you know I support the president, he has put a line in the sand. But they knew, Stephanopoulos knew when he was pushing, okay, he was pushing, he knew when he was pushing, the platform, the GOP platform, okay, softened on Ukraine. Trump said, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I didn't do this, all right? People are telling me Crimea wants to be in Russia. I don't know. I will look at it, but he's not going to Ukraine. Okay? I don't want to talk about it no more. Nikki Haley has come out strong. Do you know why they tell you that Nikki Haley has come out strong on the UN against Russia and the Ukraine situation? But why have we yet to hear a strong response from the president? You dumbasses, that is a strong response to the president. The mustache John Bolton is supposed to go out and give a strong response. Pompeo is supposed to give the presidential response, and Nikki Haley is supposed to go to the UN. Why we've heard such a strong response from Nikki Haley? Why not the president? Has she gone rogue? No, she's not gone rogue. You're just trying to create something that's not there. Let me get with some news of the day, some of the sensationalized stuff. That is my last attempt for today to do foreign policy on this show. Take us to break, and we'll come right back, and we promise we'll complete our show with some things happening around the country.